We have a really good video for you. We have flood water, a neighborhood that floods. We're going to build a system that's going to collect all the water in this yard so that the garage doesn't fill full of water and that the yard doesn't fill full of water. In the process, we're going to pump out the water of the neighboring yards, which this is pretty common. We build systems and then all the neighbors around the homeowners that we are contracted to work for end up benefiting from our systems. We're going to do a collection system that's going to include a yard drain system inside a French drain system. We're going to take it to an outdoor sump pump system. Stay tuned. In this video, we're going to show it all. We're going to show you every single connection that you need to know to handle floodwater like this. We're going to show you a system that would cost $10,000 to have us come put in. And you can DIY this yourself after watching this video. We're going to show you every single connection. Now, we had to chop through a lot of anchoring roots. Valente said this was a sugar maple because of how tough the roots were, and I believe he was right. We're chopping out all these anchoring roots opposed to trying to run the pipes under them because they're just going to grow larger in diameter. They're going to crush a pipe. Doesn't matter if it's PVC pipe or corrugated pipe. When the root grows larger, it will compromise your pipe. So you want to remove all the roots. You have to go through this process. There's no shortcutting it. If you want a really good drain system that's going to stand the test of time, you have to cut back all those roots. You want to reset the clock with that tree and its roots. Let it take 30 years before it can damage that system. Now at least the anchoring roots can't hurt the system. You're not going to have an anchoring root develop and grow big enough to damage the system for quite some time. In the past, we've rented a diesel-powered stump grinder, and you could just plow a path through all these roots. But here's the downside. It throws all these wood chips on your neighbor's roof, your garage roof. A big stump grinder, diesel-powered stump grinder, that'll go through a yard like that makes quite a mess. And we find the cleanup is not worth it. Look at this trench. What a beautiful job the guys did. They removed all those anchoring roots. You can see the feeder roots are still there, the small ones. But all the big wood has been removed. What a nice trench, considering what we were working with. This crew, I'll tell you what, whatever it takes, look at all those roots they cut out. It was just a wall of wood. Just roots on top of roots. We went ahead and we cut a nice trench. We'll be able to put a quad pack in. We're going to have 4 pipes. Now, however big the canopy on that tree is, and however much wood is in that canopy, there's that many roots in the ground. As a rule of thumb, it matches the canopy for the most part. And however big the canopy is, the roots go out as far as the canopy. So that might help you when you're laying out your system, knowing where the roots will be in the yard and where they won't be in the yard. Designing your system should be simple. You're going to run the line where the water is the deepest. Go right through the heart of your water problem. Just like a bathtub, the drain in the bathtub is the lowest point in the bathtub, so it drains all the water out of the tub. Our system goes right through all that water where the water's the deepest. We're going to collect all that water. When the water is not left to collect, it doesn't make it to the higher elevations in the yard. So your drain system only needs to be down in the low points. If you're looking at homes in an older neighborhood with a good school district, a neighborhood that you want to spend maybe the rest of your life in, maybe it's your forever home, don't worry if there's no storm drains. These older neighborhoods are some of the best neighborhoods to live. It's a small price to pay putting in a good drain system to take care of the stormwater, to have a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood with good school districts Now the men have to dig a 4-foot deep hole for our backyard outdoor sump pump system. They're going to put a bigger bucket on the excavator and they're going to start to dig deep. Make sure you leave yourself a lot of room to make all those connections at the outdoor sump pump system. We're going to have 2 solid pipes running to this outdoor sump pump system. There was so much floodwater here that 1 4-inch pipe is not enough. So we're going to use this 4-way connect catch basin, and we're going to have 2 solid 4-inch pipes. We're going to have a 6-inch round inlet on each basin. So think about that. You have a 6-inch diameter taking in water to a 4-inch diameter pipe. It's not enough. And we know this, and we've known this for years. And we finally have the right basin for a yard drain. Super easy to connect. Everything connects up like adult Legos. We have tree roots that we're concerned about, so we're taping everything up really good. We're sealing up all the connections so that the tree roots can't get in our yard drain system. Once you get to this point of the project, it goes so fast. These parts connect so easy and it's so quick and simple. A DIYer can do it. A young contractor can do it. Instead of struggling with the other catch basins that are on the market, this quick connect setup that we have allows you quick, easy connections. You can be all thumbs. It doesn't matter. This is going to go together simple. Time is money, contractors. This is going to be low flow, low volume, so we did use a T on the perforated pipe for the French drain. We don't have that much going upstream. It's a really short run. This is just a branch off the main. We also have a branch off the main here. We're going to grab that water alongside the building. You just have to tie a T. We have 2 perforated pipes on the bottom. You only have to tie in 1. We do have 3 perforated pipes here. We are battling this tree. We're trying to do our best to buy the system as much time. We got a solid pipe because we have a downspout back here. Got a leaf filter because we have a lot of leaves. This is a nice 3x4 downspout. We got a sediment trap. Boy, that's a nice connection. Look at that. Really nice connection. They're catching all the water. They're going to contain all the water. Now remember, when you're using an external coupler that has a really good connection like ours, you don't have to tile tape it on perforated pipe because you're trying to let the water in. So we got a solid pipe on top of 2 perforated pipes through here. The crew put so much slope on that trench because it's key to keep that dry. If any water lies in the bottom of this trench, that tree is going to come looking for that water during the drought season. It's going to fill this French drain, yard drain combination with root. When you do a connection on the solid, definitely tape it. That way you're not dumping all the water in your French drain. What's nice is if there's tree buds and tree seeds floating off the roof, as long as you're not losing water somewhere, you're going to maintain that flow of water and you're going to carry all that organic material right to the pump. Our pumps can handle tree seeds and tree buds, no problem. That's a really good connection. Juan did a great job with that. We got the yard drains in place. There's so much flood water in this yard. We got our doubles. Here's our starting catch basin right here. We got this side capped off, and we got 2 solid pipes coming off here. We have a perforated pipe over here too, so that we get some French drain. So it's a quad pack. We have 2 perforated pipes and we have 2 solid pipes. When you're battling a tree like this, a quad pack is definitely ideal. Got another yard drain, big 6-inch inlet. Now what always used to drive me nuts is when guys would put 6-inch rounds on a 4-inch pipe and they'd have, you know, 4 or 5 of these 6-inch round catch basins on a 4-inch pipe. One 6-inch basin can overwhelm a 4-inch diameter pipe. Just, guys, it's simple math. When you see what a 4-inch pipe can flow and what a 6-inch pipe can flow, you got a 6-inch opening here. When the water's pouring into this yard, there's going to be like this vortex, and you're just going to see the water just like in a funnel just going down. We have 2 solid pipes now so that it can keep up with all that water. This yard floods really bad, and we don't want water getting in that garage anymore. We don't want that to happen on our watch. So that's why we built the system the way we did. Always cap off the end pipes just so that they don't fill full of stone. Cap off your end basin so they don't fill full of stone. Now we're going to be flowing a lot of water through the solid pipe because of that downspout. So the men went ahead and they widened that because that's going to be high flow. The low flow of the French drain, we just teed that in. And then the ends of the other pipes, we just cap so they don't fill full of stone. Now we're going to show you how to connect this to your outdoor sump pump system. We took a 5-inch hole saw and we made 3 places to put in our 4.5-inch outside diameter corrugated pipe. We have one of the perforated pipes, that's the pipe from the bottom, and then we have both solid yard drain pipes. All 3 pipes are tied in. They all 3 have their own hole of 5-inch. Slides in real nice. We're going to put big stone around that outdoor sump pump system. Now, if all that wasn't easy enough, it just gets easier. We're going to set our inlet basin to grade. Now, we have a lot of slope on our trench, so some of these basins are really deep. We have these 1.5-inch risers, no screws, no glue, no tape, no nothing. You just set them on your catch basin, and you keep setting them until you get to grade, the desired height. Now, always take a solid 6-inch cover and put it over your inlet. Make sure you buy one of those with your yard drain kit. When you're filling it with stone, look at all that stone. That's a quad pack. Look at all the stone that's on top of that quad pack. We were really deep. The men put a lot of slope on this system. I can't wait to see this system work in a downpour. So now you see why that solid 6-inch cover is so handy. Now you don't have to clean stones out of your catch basin, because if you just have a grate on it, the stones just pour through the grate. We use 3/4-inch stone when we're building quad packs. You want to lock that system together, and you want stone to fall between the fabric and the pipe. We always keep a lot of these with the crew. This flange right here, the stone gets caught on it. So when you go to pull the lids off, you don't pull your riser off. This is the easiest adjustment system to get you to grade. It allows you a lot of flexibility. In this installation, we're going to use our 12x12 turf restrictor plate to prevent the grass from growing over our 6-inch inlet grate. Leave that off to the side right now and out of your way. So we're probably not going to need a riser here at all. This basin is the first basin in the line. This one drops down, so we needed one riser on that. That's usually how it goes. Then the next basin needed a few risers, and the one beyond that, I don't know what it ended up needing. Let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 risers on the deepest basin. You want to put in a lot of stone. The reason why you want to put a lot of stone in, that tree is going to root into this system. There's nothing you can do. The more stone you have, it doesn't matter if the roots fill your system. The stone is permeable. And because we have this big vein of stone, water's going to follow all that stone. It's going to follow that permeable stone, whether there's root in it or not. Now we're going to show you how to put on your turf restrictor plate. We're going to show you how to cut the fabric out around one of those yard drain catch basins. Pay attention. Super easy. Really nice. It's a good fit. And that's it. There's nothing to it. Now remember to use bigger stone around your outdoor sump pump system. There's a lot of inlets on an outdoor sump pump system, so we don't want big stone to fall into the outdoor sump pump pit, and then the pump pick that stone up, that small stone that would possibly fall through an area around the outdoor sump pump pit. It'll ruin the impeller on your sump pump. They have impellers that push the water, and when there's a stone inside the pump, it knocks all the fins down off the impeller. So we're using really big round rock. We have 1.5-inch round rock. It's about the size of an egg golf ball. That way we don't end up with small stone in our outdoor sump pump pit. Fill the whole sump pump pit with that large rock. Don't put any of the dirt back in. Now along the garage, we're going to go with an open French drain. Nothing takes in water faster than an open French drain. Now I don't believe any of the floodwater is ever going to make it up to this garage ever again. We have those inlet basins in the low points, and we're going to keep up with all that floodwater. Remember to put sand on top of your non-woven geotextile filter fabric that has been double punched. You want to have your French drain portion of this system taking in surface water. And to make it as permeable as you possibly can, you need to put sand on top of the fabric before you put the sod back. Now we ran this PVC sleeve right to our electric outlet. And we're going to take the solid rubber cap and cut a big X in it. And we're just going to pull our sump pump and our heater cord through this raceway. Now this next detail is quite important. You want to make sure you set all your inlets a little low. You want them to be recessed. Water seeks the lowest point. It always finds the low point. We want to collect all that flood water. We don't want to leave any of it. So you can see how the turf restrictor plate is going to prevent the grass from growing over the 6-inch grate. You want to put an inline catch basin in every low point in your yard. We call those potholes. You want to make sure you have a basin in every pothole. That way you grab up all the puddling water. Now we're going to show you an example of the discharge. If you're using an 1.5-inch discharge, like we are in this example, you want to go to a 3-inch pipe for the last 5 feet of your discharge. The water is going to spread in the displacement of the larger pipe, and it's going to mellow it out. We like to put a splash block right where the water breaks, just so that we can avoid any erosion issues. Now remember, during a rain, you're going to have water coming off the roof, you're going to have water coming out of the downspouts, you're going to have water pouring down the driveway, there's going to be water running down the street, there's going to be a small river running down the street curb, so nobody's going to take notice to this. That's not what's going to happen. You're not going to have any issues with neighbors. This is not a site violation of any kind. Matter of fact, we're far off the road the way they want us to discharge water. Many villages, townships, and cities want you to discharge the water, allow it to dissipate throughout a green belt prior to making it to the storm drains. If you do everything in the right order, you can very efficiently perform an installation like this. Keep in mind, this crew never double handled any of the dirt. As soon as you start double handling dirt, you just turn this job and this project into something much bigger, and you're going to regret it. If you were putting all this dirt, all the spoils in the pile at the apron of your driveway, and later on you were going to borrow a friend's trailer, or you're going to hire somebody to come and pick this dirt up, it always becomes way more work when you do that. Don't dig it out of the trench and lay it next to the trench either. Same thing. You end up handling the dirt twice or 3 times. Make sure you take that dirt as you remove it shovel by shovel, and you wheelbarrow it right up into the trailer. If you found any of this information helpful, give us a thumbs up. It supports our channel. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until that next video,